So now we are going to be talking about coffee. Actually, let me rephrase that. We're going to be talking about a coffee test. Jason, do you know what this means?
Originally, no, but I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay. So this is called the coffee cup test. And this is used in interviews to test if a person is to test the character of a person during a job interview.
I would probably fail.
Oh my god. Okay. So, yes, there is this thing and it's called the coffee cup test, and it was used by this former managing director of this company called Xero. It's like XERO, Australia Trent Innes. And I'm going to walk you through exactly the scenario of when this is used.
Interview prep.
Yeah, so this is interview prep. For any of you guys here going through interviews, if this ever happens to you, you will know. And
You'll be prepared.
You will be prepared thanks to the State of Disarray channel. Okay, so let's say you're going for an interview here. And when you get in there, this managing director goes and asks, it's like, hey, we're going to walk around. I'm going to show you the office.
Mm-hmm.
And you go by the kitchen. And one way or the other, he is going to get you to get a cup, either a coffee or water or something, right? He will take you to a room, proceed with the interview. And at the end, when he says goodbye, you will still have the coffee cup on the table. What would you do after that? You brought this cup into this room. What would you do?
Is it disposable?
It is not disposable.
Did the other person have a cup?
Yes, you could assume that the other person had a cup.
Did the other person pick up the cup?
No,
They didn't pick up the cup? Or are they staying in the room?
they're staying in the room. Let's assume.
I would just ask, like, what should I do with the cup?
I guess that is a good way to do this. But what they had intended was for you to take this cup after you're leaving, when you're leaving, or before you're leaving.
Steal the cup?
to take the cup back to the kitchen. So that is the test itself, to test the character if you would be willing to walk back and put this cup in the sink.
Or wash it yourself?
Or wash it. Either or. You use the...
I don't know. Like,
I just want to know your thoughts, yes.
one thing is it's like, I guess I didn't realize I was like a germaphobe or whatever. I'd be like, that cup's been used by a lot of people.
Yeah, that is true.
I don't know if
that
I'd
is
want.
true.
I'd be like, hey, can I just get like a disposable cup? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys have someone like one somewhere else. Cause like, I don't know. Cause like if you got the cup and I'll be like, before I use this cup, I'm gonna wash it.
Yeah, so you wash it beforehand.
I
You roll up your sleeves before the interview and you start
This guy's
washing
hired.
the cup.
This guy's hired. He's like,
Oh my
he's not
God.
he's cleaning the cup before he uses it. He's not taking it for granted that it would be clean. But I mean, like, I don't know, like, wouldn't you like?
Yeah,
it's
I would
kinda-
clean. Yeah, I would clean. I would not. I like
You
personally.
wouldn't trust. I mean, like,
I mean, it's like it's potentially the people you're going to be working for. If they're offering you a cup of coffee or something,
it's all dirty. You're like,
yeah. That's a completely different story. But it's. I wanted to know your thoughts on the lengths that some people will go to see a person's character, because like, let's say you look good on paper, right?
yeah.
You look good on paper, but if you have someone that potentially isn't going to be a fit for the company culture, then it's like, yes, I guess this could be a good way to test that. But it's just in a sense, is like, is this going too far? It's like as a way of testing.
I mean, it really is up to them. I mean, if that's like one way they think they would do it. I know a lot of different places do different things to like throw people off, whether it be like a test or like something else. When I applied for my job, they made me make a PowerPoint. I made me do a PowerPoint presentation about myself and like my previous experience. And
Oh,
why
really?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I was like, I asked like everybody I knew, and I'm like, have you ever had a PowerPoint to do? Like, what?
You know what though? I have had to do a PowerPoint, but 2 times when I was interviewing. This was years ago. This was 2 times when two different companies I had interviewed at. I had to take a test. So I had to take a test,
Like a Excel test or something?
Yeah, it was a math test. I just
A math test?
Yeah, I did take a math test.
Really? What the heck
Yeah.
were you doing?
Like
Twitter?
No. What with the field that I'm currently in, but I had to take a math test. And the other thing that I had to do at a company, this was later on in my career, I had to. I was given a scenario, and I was asked to do build up some models and make sure I would have to explain them and talk about them during the interview and explain my thought process and the rationale behind it. But it was a lengthy process on all of that. But I could see like how different companies can test you for that. So yeah, I don't know. It didn't seem too odd to me. Just like this one didn't seem like it was too bad.
No, I think it's definitely I don't know. I think it.
This also reminded me. I don't know if you've ever seen this, or ever heard about this, but it's like I forgot where I read this, but it's some guy, or maybe it's a meme where it's some guy. He's taking a stack of resumes, he splits them in half, and then he throws one in the garbage. And when someone asks him, it's like, "Oh, why did you do that?" It's like we can't have unlucky people in the company.
Fair.
So yeah,
but they're alphabetized.
They're like, "Oh, well, we can't have them."
Nope, yeah. They're gone. One thing that was interesting too was a friend of mine. He when he applied to jobs, he had to write like an essay, but he had to watch a movie first, and then he had to explain what happened in the movie.
No, that's interesting.
Yeah, because it was like I think it was Memento. I'm not if you're aware. I don't know. It was like a movie where like it's really difficult to follow, but he had to go and like basically describe exactly what happened in the movie back.
I would ask you to watch Barbie. I would ask you to watch Barbie and repeat everything they said.
Repeat the story in a coherent order. But yeah, so I thought that was interesting. But I do think people are getting more crafty in terms of like other asks besides the normal paper resume. Because like as resumes get better, it's like a weird like escalation of things where like before you would think like, oh, you know, you have your resume and that resume just tells you everything. We're good with that. Like you tell us this, we verify that you've done these things with your previous employer.
Yeah.
Bing, bang, boom, you got the job. Now it's like, okay, now you have a stellar resume, which everybody has a stellar resume. Well, some people still don't, but I mean, for the most part, a lot of people have really bulletproof resumes. And then now they have like these other things involved. Like, oh, now they have tests and this, and now they're doing things that are like outside of it where like it's a character judgment where like, oh yeah, let me just watch how he picks up that pencil. Okay. He's like, oh, I don't the interview's like, oh, I don't have my pen or pencil. And it's like, do you offer it? Yeah. Is he gonna offer the pen that you have?
Because I will say this too. It's because like what you mentioned, it's like a lot of people have good resumes. Like a lot of the times from what I've heard, it's like if you have if you have college on there, it just means that this person like has the capacity to learn and is able to learn and has the dedication to do that.
Yeah, he's able to concentrate for hours.
Yeah, so it's just like now it's like, okay, a lot of people now have this and have other good parts that they have. So like you mentioned, it's like there's other character traits now that need to be shown or judged somehow. Yeah, so it's interesting. It was interesting to see this
because now it's either because it's, I don't know, at some point you just don't need the higher level education to complete a job. It's just not needed. Like sometimes for a lot of jobs you don't need a master's degree.
Yeah,
you just need to have the character traits and like drive to be able to do this, or the experience to do a certain job, which is why a lot of times experience is above education by itself. Yeah. So I do think this is a more holistic experience. Like it may be like more painful or more stressful for the interview person. Because like, how are you supposed to prepare? Like, how do you know which like random tasks they're like judging you on. Like, did you open the door for them? Like,
Yeah.
like, oh, they gave you a pad of paper, but they like don't have a pad of paper. Do you offer the one that you just gave back to them, or they drop something, or they have like something on their face, like, oh,
Yeah.
hey, you have something on your face, and like, this guy gets it.
You know, this reminds me. Sorry, it's just a random tangent on this, but it reminds
Is
me
it?
of it reminds me of the Transformers movie where they put they put a plate of donuts in front of the guy, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, if I eat the donuts, that means that I'm guilting." So what I did is I ate the whole plate, and I was like, yeah, that's what it just reminded me of something like that. But yes, I wanted to say, if you like this content, make
Yes.
sure you like and subscribe. Yeah, we put out videos daily, and I'm pretty sure you're able to find something that you like in our catalog of videos. So
Yeah.
check them out.
And if you have any suggestions for future videos, leave them down below, and we'd love to hear them.
Yeah.
Thank you.